So, welcome to Parental Lab. Just a reminder, we do have clubs going on at Phoenix. So, in the event your children are interested in any of these activities, want to try it, experiment, encourage them to do so. We've got puppetry, drawing, golf, computers, sports, poetry, Legos, chess. I don't know it, but the kids are going to teach me. So, even if they don't know something, that's okay. They can join one of these clubs and go have fun at lunchtime. At Parent Miss Fatima and Precious in the office get us our snacks and our amazing social emotional support team. So, hi, welcome. Please sign in. I'll get you some snacks in a minute. Just a reminder of our norms and expectations during Parenting Lab, online too, y'all in the chat. Please be respectful in your language. Use positive, uplifting words. We want to maintain a professional adult atmosphere. Limit your mobile phone use while you're here. If you need to step out, totally understandable. Side conversations, same thing. You can just time out. Y'all go outside and talk. But while we're here, we want to be respectful of the others that are listening to the presentation in person and online. Reminder, we are online. People are listening, as y'all can too. As long as you have the Teams app, you can watch us online. Woo! And in the event you have any concerns, complaints, or criticisms, you can direct them to me. I just ask that you wait till after the presentation because I'm serving food and talking at the same time. So talk to me after, and I will get you to the grown-up who can most likely solve your issue or problem. Just a reminder, at Phoenix, we want to create an equity-centered environment where all of our babies can have empowerment to thrive in any situation, in school, out of school, beyond, wherever they go, spreading their pretty Phoenix wings and growing up in life, making this world better. For today, if y'all have signed in, we're getting some snacks. We're going to be focusing on parenting as it applies to self-care, self-love. That's in honor of October 10th, not this Friday, but next Friday, World Mental Health Day. So we're a little early, but it's really never too early to be taking care of your mental health and those you love. And that's why we have, again, our amazing social emotional support team. Do I introduce y'all? Have y'all introduced?
Well, actually, Ms. Painter's new to us. This is her first week here.
I'm like, okay, I'm like, I'll turn it.
Right in front.
Oh, this is Ms. Painter, our new
Hi,
school
hello.
social worker.
Yes, so I'm the new clinical school social worker. I'm here replacing Miss Vargas. So I just started recently and I'm learning Phoenix's systems and processes and hope to get going pretty soon. So might be connecting with some of you at some point.
And you know me already, Ana Munoz. I was here last year and will continue to be here. Miss Painter is here 5 days a week, so please reach out if you need anything. I am here at least 3 to 4 days, typically anywhere from Tuesday to Friday or Wednesday through Friday. Thank you. For parenting app? Yes, tip all the way until 2:30. Just, you're fine. Just stop by the office to sign out. And then if you need to pick up your. There you go.
Thank
I
y'all,
forgot
thank
the
y'all.
tickets. I will.
No, my loves, you were amazing. Thanks for your help. So again, those are some of the grown-ups I can get you to in the event we need additional social emotional support. Sorry, walkies. Today we're looking at how self-care and self-love are intertwined, but I want to make a distinction between self-esteem and self-confidence. It's often used interchangeably. People will say like, oh, you need to improve your self-esteem, you'll have more confidence. They do work together, but they are actually different self-views and they manifest differently in us and develop differently in us. So self-esteem, for our fun linguistic tour, actually comes from the Latin word, I can't say it, but estimare, that sounds cool. But it means to appraise, value, or estimate something. So it has to do with valuing something, as in precious to. Self-esteem is how high or low you appraise, or we appraise, or one appraises their value or self-worth. Confidence is a different Latin word, fidare, from to trust. So it's how well you trust, we trust our skills, our knowledge, or our abilities. So it tends to be more external, what I think I can accomplish, whereas self-esteem is more internal, how I feel or value myself. So I thought the lion was cool. Confidence applies to how we view or gauge our abilities. For example, I am very confident in my ability to get this amazing job, recover from this physical illness, overcome a really sad relationship breakup, learn a new skill or hobby, advocate for my child's needs, get in shape this New Year's, win a game, win a competition. This all falls into our confidence. It's really anything you want to achieve, an external goal I want to get for myself. So if you are confident in your child, it usually means you believe or trust in their skill or ability level at present, or what you know they'll probably be able to do based on what you know about them. So this is just an example of what might be going through your head. You probably will not articulate these exact words to your child, but I trust in you because, example, I trust you can improve your math grade. You've demonstrated that you have the grade level knowledge. You have the ability. You're just not turning in your homework. So I am confident you will get your grade up if you start doing your homework. They've got the skills and abilities. I am confident in you because I know you can be honest about your mistake. You made a mistake, you broke the rules, you knew the rules, you knew you were breaking them, you made a choice, but I also believe that you will endure the consequence, which will be fair and loving and disciplined, and then you will make amends and you will grow from this experience. Again, we probably wouldn't say that to our little one, but it's what we think. It works the other way too, because you know your child, you know when you cannot be confident in their skills or abilities. I cannot trust you. I am not confident in you in this scenario. I don't trust you to be able to play along well together. Y'all a little heated, you fighting over the Legos, you know, you kicked your sister, whatever, something happened. Therefore, I know it's best for y'all if I separate y'all right now. You can't play together. You play over there, you play over there. We'll try this again later because I cannot trust your abilities right now to override your desire to maybe be angry. Same thing with maybe their learning level. So I had a student came in, they wanted Harry Potter 5 because it's the biggest book in the library and it's adorable, but the child was not at that reading level. So I am not confident that you can read Harry Potter 5 yet. However, because I know you're determined, hardworking, persistent, with practice, your reading level will improve and you will get there. So let's maybe start with a book more your level and we're gonna build from there. That is still all tied to the child's confidence in their abilities, what they think they can do, what they know they can do. So I got a little handout for y'all. Just be thinking about your baby's abilities at present. They will grow, they will change, of course, but just at present, we want to be looking at what is my baby good at right now? What am I confident in? What do I trust them to be able to do or be successful at? There's little boxes of tools in front of y'all. You got markers, pens, pencils. If anybody needs more, just let me know. I think there's a way to put them in the chat. I'll have to ask my amazing technology team of Mrs. Baker, Dr. Rocca, and see if they can upload that for y'all. But these are the questions that are on the sheet. If you just want to take a minute and answer those, these are for you. If you don't want them, I do. So if you're not comfortable putting your name, you don't have to. But if you do want to keep these as little touchstones for you as we go through our parenting labs throughout the semester, school year, you can do that. If you don't want them, I like to keep them. I'll be up here just doing my things. Hey, Mrs. Baker. It wants to extend, not duplicate, so we're doing it this way. Okay. That's the world we live in. Like, yeah, I cannot every time I try, but anyway. And Dr. Rock is just recording right there. Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Where are we at? I don't even know. But oh yeah, we good. So thank you. Confidence can be faked, and I put the little bunny ears around it. There's a saying like "fake it till you make it," and that's actually legitimate advice in a situation where you might not feel so confident. Because confident is our perception of our ability to succeed, our skill level. Sometimes if you just kind of pretend to be good at something or to be able to do something, it can give you the confidence boost you need to be successful at that thing. You're trusting yourself. You just keep telling yourself, I can do this, I can do this. It will encourage you to practice and build up the skills you need to actually be able to do the task, the new hobby. If you're super scared about this, new job or something, you just tell yourself, I can do this. I'm the best candidate. I got this. And you might start to believe it. It really does help, and it builds your confidence in that level. You also grow in your confidence from when you fail. So I trusted my skill level. I thought I could do the rock wall. I could not do the rock wall. I was not ready. I was not in shape for that. But I survived the fall. I had the cushions and the belt. It was all right. Bounced a little bit. I survived. I'm going to learn from that mistake, and I'm going to level up. I'm going to get better. It actually helps your confidence to fail as long as you see it as a chance to grow, to get better next time. However, self-esteem, how we view ourselves in value, our love of ourselves, can't be faked with the bunny ears. Now, having really amazing confidence, being a super empowered, super profitable, super high up in something, everybody looking at you, you're an Instagram influencer, I don't know, but you're doing well in life to everybody else's perception. Your confidence might be really high. However, your self-esteem, your love of yourself may actually be very low because you might not be feeling the love of yourself. So they are related, but they are not the same thing, confidence and self-esteem. You can, to an extent, successfully fake, bunny ears, love of yourself for a little while. But just like in real life, you can't fake love in a relationship. It will eventually break apart and fall apart. You cannot fake love of yourself. If you're not genuinely loving yourself, taking care of yourself, being there for yourself emotionally, your relationship with yourself will start to break down. Love cannot be faked. I love that dog. Self-esteem or self-love applies to how we value ourselves. So telling yourself, I am worthy of love because, and these are just some examples, I'm worthy of love because I love my family, my children, my neighbors. I'm very forgiving and compassionate. I can cheer people up, or I can give them wise guidance. I listen to others without judgment and let them talk. I advocate for those who can't. We're there for our babies. We're there for our elders. We're there for those in the community that can't speak for themselves. Even if I get broken, I know I'm worth repairing. I know I'm worth investing this love in. So anything that inspires a sense of love within us builds our self-esteem and helps us grow. Looking at your children, I value you. I love you because you're a unique individual with your own thoughts, personality, perception, dreams. I want to encourage that in you. I want you to grow in safety, love, kindness, and patience. Oh yeah, baby, you just go in the office. They'll take care of you. I'm so sorry. Thank you for your patience. I love you because you exist. With our children, love is not contingent on their skills or abilities. It's just them existing, we love them. So even if we disagree, even if our daily life is full of struggles and stress and challenges, even if you make a mistake, I still love you, child. That never changes. So on y'all's sheet, you'll see at the bottom, what are 3 traits you esteem or love about your child? And why do you love these traits as a whole? So these would be things, it can be based on their ability, like my child's amazing at soccer. Okay, they got high confidence in soccer. But I love that they're excited to go play it. I love to play it with them. I like to see how much fun they have out there and how when they fall, they get up. They inspire me. So it's not just how amazing, great they are, gold medal. It's actually the interior, unique qualities about their inner soul that you are loving in this child in the context of soccer, for example. All right, if I did this right, let's find out. There's a little video next. I'm experimenting with clipping. Oh, yes, right here. It's the door just around the corner. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. All right, let's see if I did this right. Sorry if it's super loud.
You're not born with low self-esteem. It results from early life experiences that shape your self-concept. Some of these early experiences are things like harsh punishment, abuse, or neglect. Children often process these experiences as their fault and believe that they deserve to be sad because there's something wrong with them. A step down from overt abuse is not feeling warmth or nurturing from their caretakers. Part of our self-esteem development comes from receiving praise, validation, and encouragement. But some people aren't good at demonstrating this. Think about how things are in your day-to-day. How often are people saying, "Great job"? They'll speak up if there's a problem, but if you're doing well, they just don't say anything. So it's not that hard to have a parent who's busy and doesn't have time to give you the support and encouragement you really need in those formative years. You're not born with low self-esteem. It results from early.
Yay. Okay. Some success. I'll call it a win. So that was Dr. Tracy talking about self-esteem in our babies and how we influence it. So love, self-love, self-esteem is fostered. It's grown. And we as adults are responsible for nurturing that in our children by providing a safe place, structured environments, consistency, and places where they feel comfortable asking questions, failing, learning, and playing. When we show forgiveness, when we show compassion, when we use proper discipline in a loving and supportive manner, our children feel they are worthy of love. It grows that self-worth inside of them. You may have experienced that too growing up. When you were validated as a child, even if you made a mistake, if you still felt loved, it nurtured your sense of love inside you. Likewise, if you didn't get that love and compassion, you know what it feels like to have that absence, that void there. And that's why we don't want to do that to our children. We want them to grow in their capacity to love by seeing how we love them. I think it's a gecko. It just makes me happy. So on your sheet at the very bottom, it'll say, what are 3 traits you esteem or love about yourself? What do you like about you? Again, it can be tied to confidence, but it should be something innate, something inner that's not just contingent on your skill or ability level, but genuine, unique to you, me, who we are as individuals and beautiful life forms on this earth, like that cute little gecko. Y'all may find this is actually harder to answer than about your children. So 3 traits about your children you love might have come up real quick. 3 traits about yourself. You can take a second. And there's a reason for that. A lot of parents, parental figures, people entrusted with raising a child or children tend to feel guilty if they're taking care of themselves. They feel that that's selfish, that's an indulgence. I should be taking care of my baby. I don't need this. I can go without. They can't. Time and energy constraints. There's so much to do in a day. There's so much to do at night, and then it starts again the next day. It can leave parental figures feeling exhausted. There's just not enough time to do everything I have to do, plus be there emotionally for all the people in my life. I got to be there emotionally. They get burned out. They feel overwhelmed. And it doesn't help that a lot of parental figures suffer from a lack of support. They may not have a supportive family. They may not have a supportive partner or partners. They may not have friends or even access to outside agencies that can give them the support they need. All this equates to, I am burned out. And that can give way to zero sum. Now, zero sum is an actual theory in economics. It means where a particular situation, and I'm not an economic person, so I apologize, but pretty sure this is close enough. One person or group will gain at the cost of another participating in the gain. So, for example, pizza. There is only the one pizza. The bigger slice I get, the smaller slices y'all are going to get because there's only the one pizza. That is a zero-sum situation. It is limited in resources, and more for me, less for you, and vice versa. In real zero-sum situations, real zero-sum games, there's a fixed resource. There's just one pizza. It's a direct trade. I get, you don't. You get, I don't. And at the end, there is no more pizza generated. There's no more pizza in the world. This is the only one. So all that we got to share out means smaller, smaller pieces for us. We are not partners in this. We aren't buddies. There's no common interest. I want the most pizza for me. You want the most pizza for you. We are competing for this resource. That is part of the zero sum in game theory. However, it has spawned a zero sum fallacy. And this is not in economics. This is psychology. This is something that happens in our brains because we are perceiving something as competitive, as a limited resource, when it's actually not. So the core of this fallacy is that I think there's only the one pizza. So I'm going to be super grabby and greedy. I don't want to share any of this with you guys. In reality, it's not true. There's a giant pizza factory behind me and it will churn it out all day. But because I'm perceiving it as a competition, as a limited resource, I'm viewing it in a zero-sum fallacy. My brain is, this is limited, I must fight. It breeds competition in a situation where actually cooperation would be more beneficial. Therein lies the problem with zero-sum fallacy or zero-sum bias or zero-sum thinking. So this is just like a Wikipedia quickie grab. The zero-sum in game theory, real economics, has a relevant use and a limited area where it's actually applied. Zero-sum thinking is a psychological bias, and it's something we bring to the table when the situation is not limited. Having a zero-sum mindset or a zero-sum bias, falling victim to the zero-sum fallacy, these are all the same words. It is us applying an economic view when we are not trained to do so, and in a situation where it doesn't apply. So because of stress, because of I don't got enough money, I don't got enough time, I don't have enough abilities or confidence in this area, I am behaving very competitively. There are real zero-sum situations. That is an actual thing that occurs where one's loss is another's gain. However, zero-sum thinking, the zero-sum fallacy, is when we are applying it to all kinds of situations where it does not apply, and it can make us super stressed out, strung out, and a little bit less agreeable than we should be, because cooperation and creativity would actually be more beneficial to the situation. So I'm gonna get this started so I can serve up some foods. Let's see if it works. Come on.
One thing I'll say is that it's really difficult for parents to engage in self-care. Parents put so much pressure on themselves to be really good parents. It's coming from such a loving and good place. But that also means that they can be highly self-critical. Parents are really good at saying, here are all the things I'm not doing, here are all the ways that I'm failing. One thing I always say to parents is that if you're not taking care of yourself, you're also not modeling for your kids what it means to engage in healthy coping and how to manage stress. Right, so we always use this analogy from airplanes, right? That you have to put on your oxygen mask before helping your child, because if you don't have anything to give, where are your kids going to draw from? So I really try to help parents unpack the guilt that comes along with prioritizing themselves and not sacrificing everything for their kids, even though, of course, it's coming from the best intentions. So a few things that parents can do is, one, try to prioritize self-care. Ideally, it would be a bigger part of your week, but I also recognize parents have so much that's going on. There's so many pressures on them. There's not enough time in the week or the day, or even in an hour to take a moment. And are there little breaks that you could take in between in the day? So for example, are there 5, 10, even 15 or 20, if you're lucky, minutes that you could just get to yourself to take some slow, deep breaths, to listen to some music, to connect with a friend or a family member that feels good to you, if you're lucky, even engage in a hobby. But even taking that 15 or 20 minutes, which probably feels very difficult, is going to pay much larger dividends in terms of your own well-being, and then of course in terms of your family well-being. Related to that, think about your community, right? So who are the people that support you, and where can you get extra support if you need it? So for many people, that's their family, sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's community or cultural organizations or a certain type of religious faith. Where are the places where you get to refill your cup, especially when things feel so overwhelming and you just feel like you haven't got a lot more to give? How can you also rely on the community so you don't feel like you're doing it all? And for those that have us that have the option, it can also help to think about who can share the load. So are there ways in which your children can engage in activities and with other adults where you can take a little bit of a break? Are there other people in your life, for example, who can help with some of the childhood responsibilities? And even though it can be hard to ask for help, think of it as me asking for this help is really me asking for help for my family and for my kids, if that helps decrease your guilt. Another thing is to go back to this idea of healthy coping skills. We work so much with kids, and I know many of the parents out there are great at saying to your kids, what are you going to do when you're having a hard time? I want you to use a coping skill. If you're having a hard day, I want you to shift your mindset. I want you to engage in an activity that feels good for you. Parents, not so good at putting this lens on themselves. So saying, I want my kids to engage in these healthy coping skills. I want to boost their resilience. I want them to feel good about going out and tackling the challenges that they experience in their daily lives. I need to model that too. I need to show kids I can come home from a long day at work, I can be exhausted, and I can take 5 minutes for myself to just enjoy this cup of tea and not be on my phone, not be on my email, not be thinking about anything else if I don't have to. This helps your kids know too that it's okay to take those breaks for themselves when they're having a hard time. And then the last thing I'll say is that I always encourage parents, take a moment, even if you can, 30 seconds even every day, to pause and say, what did I do right today? What did I do well? What are the steps that I took forward to show my family that I love them and I care for them? Your minds are going all day long, all the things you're not doing. I didn't get to this. The to-do list is too long. I forgot to do this thing for my kid. My kid is mad at me about this. Those things are true. And you have to balance them with what are all the things that you're doing right, and then give yourself credit for those. Because again, parental well-being is essential to child well-being.
So once again, love is not a zero-sum game. Love is not a pizza. There is not a limited amount of love. The more love we give, the more our capacity to love grows. So for example, when we have one child, we love that child, it's the whole world to us. We get a second child. We love that one too, just the same. We don't love the first one less. Same thing for our partner or our lives, our dogs, our bunny rabbits. The love doesn't diminish the more we have. It just grows and keeps expanding. So why would showing love to ourselves, helping our own self-esteem, helping our own self-love, giving ourselves self-care mean we have to love our children less or we're giving them less? It doesn't. It's a fallacy. So there's an article y'all have. It gives some tips about self-care, what we can do, how we can make ourselves a little bit more healthy, relaxed, present, and give ourselves the love we are giving our children, because that makes us better people, better parental figures. And it models for them how they can behave when they become parental figures, or maybe as they grow up as adults and become more responsible in the community. How we handle our daily lives, our stress, our challenges with love and compassion for ourselves shows them it's possible and grows that within them. While y'all are looking at the article, there's a space on the sheet. It might be on the back. I apologize. It's on the back. If you want to take some notes, what are 3 self-care activities that you are using right now that it's like, oh yeah, I already do this. Oh, I do this too. That's awesome. Be aware of it. Appreciate it in yourself. Like, wow, I'm on top of it. Good job. But maybe there's a self-care activity that you need to start incorporating, and maybe you know that, but you haven't prioritized it. You haven't made it real in your daily life or weekly routine or monthly routine. And maybe why? Sit with it for a second. Why am I neglecting this? I know I need to go to the dentist. I don't want to. I've got other things I need to be doing. I will deal with this toothache later. Okay. But why? And maybe what's one strategy you can use to help yourself be successful in adding this thing you're scared of, this thing you're putting off, this thing you're ignoring or neglecting into your self-care routine, into your life. These are just little bullets I stole from the article. Starting small. Give yourself one little positive change. It doesn't have to be big. But if you keep doing it consistently, that little bitty change will become a habit. So not texting while driving. I'm putting my phone on do not disturb. I'm turning it off. I'm throwing it at the bottom of my bag, in the back seat, in the trunk. I'm not looking at it until I get where I'm going. Tiny little thing, but it can save your life. It could save someone else's life. It could save you from a very expensive ticket. Schedule it. It sounds silly, but if you write it down in your agenda, if you put it on your calendar, if you hold yourself accountable, I have to blank at blank, on Sunday, I am going to do that thing I've been putting off that's very important and healthy for me. Or I'm going to schedule that appointment with the dentist. I'm doing it. I'm going to make it. And involve others. We do better when we're held accountable to others. So people you trust, people you love, people you know love you. They can give you the support to make these changes. Develop a gratitude practice. We'll look more into this in a later parenting lab, but just starting your day with all the things you're grateful for. They sometimes call it counting your blessings or looking at things that you have in abundance, just being appreciative of any little bitty thing. Hey, I woke up today. Awesome. Weather's getting cooler. That's fun. Just list out the things and it will make you feel more positive, happy, and healthy. Get some sleep. We neglect our sleep so much because sometimes the evening hours are the only time we get to ourselves. And that's when we veg out. We go on the phone or the Instagram, or that's when we need to turn our brains off and get that healthy sleep. Like that cute, I think it's a red panda. I don't know, he's adorable. And sometimes we need professionals, and that's okay. I'm going to try this. It's a shorty. This is about setting healthy limits. The context is she's talking about making healthy changes in her life, like a diet and exercise, but it applies for what we're talking about. So, oh, thank you for this tip. Good job. We're going to go on that adventure.
Sometimes saying, I don't feel like doing this feels like self-care. I'm only hurting myself. I'm only holding myself back. I'm only exhibiting self-love in a way that becomes toxic, right? Think about like a parent-child relationship. That's a relationship you have with yourself. Think about the parent-child relationship of like, I love you, so I'm not gonna let you do this, right? I love you, my child, so I'm not gonna let you eat all these snacks right before bed because then you're gonna be tired tomorrow because you're gonna be wired all day, right? I love you, so I'm not gonna let you jump off the couch right now because you're gonna hurt yourself. And you hurting yourself would hurt me. I love you, so I'm not gonna let this happen. Or I love you, so we're gonna do this homework so that you can be as educated as possible and get where you want to go. I love you, right? That parent to child relationship. It's not that your parent hates you when they tell you to go to sleep on time, or they want you to do your homework, or they want you to eat better. It's because they love you. Sometimes we become really nasty, toxic parents to ourselves when it's like, I love you, so I'm not gonna make you do the hard thing, girl. Keep sleeping in. Yes, we need self-care, but we also need love in the form of sometimes saying, I don't feel like doing this feels like
She says healthy boundaries there. I couldn't get the clip to go any longer, but we need self-care, self-love in the form of healthy boundaries or healthy limits, just like we would give our own children. So there's another article y'all got. It's self-care, all things to all people. Do you practice true or false self-care? And here's how to tell. And it addresses self-care from a toxic point of view. So we sometimes think when someone says self-care, it's like, oh, going to the spa. Yeah, it can be. Or going to Disneyland. Yes, absolutely. But would you take your child to Disneyland every single day? And it's like, well, no, that's not feasible. It wouldn't be good for them in the long run. And I'd be broke because churros are expensive. So the same thing applies to us. Sometimes indulgences are self-love, are self-care. Like, I want to do this little thing for me. I'm going to have this special treat, or I'm going to sleep in. I'm going to do something fun for me. Once in a while, it's okay. But if you're using toxic habits as your self-love, then you're not really parenting yourself the way you would parent your child. You're not going to let your child eat a whole bunch of junk food. That's fine. It's okay. Because it's not good for them. But we do it to ourselves. It's like, okay, all the babies fed, everybody in bed. I'm tired. What's this? Yep, eating that. And we don't take that time for ourselves. So it's learning to love ourselves the same way we love our babies. It doesn't mean we love them less. Just think of it as another child. I'm another child. A few more minutes, I promise. So looking at the sheet, if you want to just take some notes, get into your mind, and what is maybe a toxic activity that you've been using to cope, to manage with stress? Maybe you've been calling it self-care and didn't even realize it. And what's something you can do to help overcome that? So if I am vegging out, oh my goodness, it's been 3 hours, it is 3 a.m., I am still on my phone. We're in toxic land. That's not healthy. We got to learn to shut that down. Am I indulging a little too much? Okay, I've been eating, or maybe I'm not enjoying responsibly when I'm at a party or a family function. I wouldn't let my child do that. I shouldn't let me do that. This is a really cute video for children about self-care and self-love, the things they can do. I'm going to skip it, but it will be available online. I'll find a way to get it to y'all. It's really cute. It's good stuff. And also tortoises for the win. More tips or steps on how you can improve self-love, self-care in your life. Basically, prioritize yourself just like another child. You just had another kid. They're named you. Take care of them. Love them. It won't mean you love your babies less. Be kind to yourself and others. Say no when you got to. If you're overextended, if you're always the person doing everything in your family, set those healthy limits and boundaries. Easier said than done, I know. That's why World Mental Health Day, October 10th, to remind us sometimes we need professionals, and that's okay. The Fresno Unified School District does provide free therapy in many forms. Just reach out. They will get you what you need, where you need. There's actually a code word to use this Simple Connect. I don't know why they hid it in the smallest font on the smallest page or the smallest link, but it's there and it's free. So that's something we need. Obviously, please, if you are struggling with something serial, if we're dealing with suicide, depression, get that immediate help. That's 911. That's calling right away. But if we're talking about, I'm getting run down every day, there's help. Feel free to use your phone. You can click this code. It'll take you to the website at the Fresno Unified School District. It'll get you to these resources. Again, I think we get 6 free therapy sessions a year. But that's not in addition to other services we may qualify for. So reach out and find out. Also, the 2 lovely ladies that were here at the beginning, Ms. Munoz and Ms. Painter, there are go-tos on this. There are touchstones. So if you want to find out more, if you need help, if you want help just getting these resources for a child in your home or a partner in your home, they can help with that. We can do that for you. Feel free to hang out, or you can ask in the office. They're here. They're here to help. So I love y'all. Thank you so much for going with me on this journey. And don't forget to show love to yourselves, because you're a child too. So thank you guys.
Thank you.